What is going on, everybody? This is Autotech, and welcome back to finally riding this Harley. It has been one hell of a long winter. Like, yeah, I got out a couple of times, like on the Z-125 and stuff, just kind of around the neighborhood and stuff. But this is the actual first, like, real ride that I can actually like go somewhere and I don't have to wear a huge jacket and 16 base layers and winter gloves and and now the sad thing is it's actually not that warm out, but it's just been so cold for so long that it feels warm. Like it's about, like, I want to say like 3 or 4 degrees right now because it's still pretty early in the morning, hence the rush hour type traffic, or the tail end of it at least. But yeah, so that'd be like what, like 40 degrees Fahrenheit for you guys. The bike is feeling good. It's looking good. I put a lot of work into it over this winter. Not so much like go fast fun stuff this winter, but a lot of like maintenance items. You know, I did the new back tire with the wheel bearings, which I had to take the wheel in to get the wheel bearings done because the tool broke. And then what else did I do? I did the steering stem bearings because, you know, the maintenance schedule says to like re-lube them and re-grease them at 40K, but I was like, well, if I'm gonna spend all that work to take them out, I'll just spend the $50 and replace them, which it wasn't even $50 because I got a kit at a Fortnite or whatever from Drag Specialties, and that was only like $33, like shipped to my door, so you can't complain about that. And then I did the front wheel bearings while it was off. However, I took that in again because I didn't want to have to wait like 3 weeks for the tool, and you know, the bearings weren't really put in that, you know, properly, so I had to kind of reinstall them myself a little bit. Yeah, which, you know, isn't ideal, so I'm going to be checking those kind of like religiously a little bit here for the next little while. And then I gave this thing a good wipe down because, you know, it gets dusty over the winter. And yeah, this morning the Angry Ginger texted me and he's like, what do you figure? And I was like, well, I mean, I got my plate on it this morning, so I am ready to go. And he's like, okay, well, I'm going to shower and I'll meet you in a few. I think the commuting to work is still a couple weeks away, unfortunately. I was sitting there just staring at the bike yesterday morning, like when I was smoking before I went to work, and I looked at the forecast and I was like, ooh, I don't know, it's -6 right now. The sun isn't really all that up. That's kind of one of the downsides to like working out of town, right? Is like I don't just have some like 10-15 minute little jaunt at lower speeds through town. Like, I mean, it's a full half hour or so at highway speeds, and that definitely gets pretty cold when it's -5. I don't even know like where we're going to end up going today, or like how far we're going to go. Unfortunately, with all the record-breaking snowfalls that we had over the last couple of months, there's a lot of like overland flooding, I think is what they called it. Basically, like, it's not like a river breaking the banks or anything like that. It's just that there's so much like runoff and stuff like that, and so much snow melting so fast that it's causing like flooding on like on top of some of the highways. Like those ditches will fill up with water, and then it actually gets high enough that it goes over the highway. Like, I know there's flood advisory to the west of the city. Like the one native reserve has declared a state of emergency, so, you know, it must not be that good if they're declaring an emergency. And then to the south, like the Vulcan Tabor area, they've got like upwards of 6 feet of water in some sections and stuff. So you know, maybe take that one on in the Yamaha with a little bit of speed, but you know, this one's low and slow, so 6 feet of water would be over my head. I feel like he's going to be waiting for me for a couple minutes here because I didn't really think about the fact that he lives like almost at this meeting place, so I mean, he's probably already been there for like 10 minutes. But, well, honestly, I wasn't expecting that kind of traffic because I was kind of like, yeah, like, you know, rush hours from like 6:30 in the morning till like, yeah, 8:30ish in the evening, or in the morning. But, you know, like I think it's what, like 9:30 right now, and it's, you know, there's still a little bit of traffic by the stadium and stuff there. I do think, though, one thing I'm kind of noticing here as I'm getting a little bit into it, I'm going to have to like bleed my front brakes. I'm noticing it's just kind of grabbing a little bit later than I seem to remember it before. Like, it's still working perfectly fine. Otherwise, you know, like I would have turned around and went home. But it's just like it's just kind of grabbing a little bit later than I remember it. So I'll do a little brake bleed at work. The reason I do it at work is just because I've got like my brake bleeder at work, and then if I accidentally get brake fluid on the paint, I can like quickly pressure wash it off. Whereas if I do it at home in the garage, then it's like, oh man, now I've got brake fluid on my floor, which is slippery on concrete, and then I'm going to have to like wheel the bike out into the alley and like wash it off with a hose. So that kind of sucks. So it's just easier to ride it to work one day, and then on my lunch break or whatever, I'll just give the brakes a couple of pumps and good to go. So you know what there, guys and gals, I'm almost at the meeting spot to meet up with the Angry Ginger there, and I don't want to end up turning this one into like update, random trip, do a vlog, because then it just gets super long and I know that it doesn't get watched right till the end. Anyway, so just wanted to update you guys that the Harley's back on the road. It's feeling good. Other than that front brake, gotta adjust that a little bit, but that's not the end of the world. If we do end up doing something cool today, I will, you know, I'll get that thing on. So, talk to you guys later. Make sure you hit that subscribe button.